And for those of you that may not be as familiar with the Calliope story, just to help the name stick with you a little bit more, in Greek, they would say Calliope. It means beautiful voice. She was the ancient muse that presided over storytelling and music and eloquence, the finer things in life. And then our advisors are really loving the Calliope hummingbird story, which is in our logo. One of the smallest migratory birds in the world that sometimes travels 5,000 miles alone. So just as independent properties, we're having to work a lot harder to stay in front of you guys, especially if our hotels don't happen to be in some of the bigger programs. So that's why these types of webinars are so important. So thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, Erica, if you want to on. So today we have Erica, who is the head concierge and really wears many hats on property at Tenuta di Murlo. It's a small but mighty team there. And this is one of truly my favorite properties. I would highly suggest you follow them on Instagram. If you're not already, they have over 1 million followers and their posts are just really, really beautiful and give you an incredible idea of, what the property is all about. So I'll hand it over to you, Erica. And if you guys have any questions, please just put them in the chat and we'll address those at the end. But thank you for being here today.
Okay, thank you, Natalie, and hello, everybody. Can you see the screen, right? The presentation? Okay, yes. Perfect. So I'm happy to speak with you and share some details about Tenuta di Murlo. So as Natalie mentioned, I am one of the concierge, one member of the concierge team at Tenuta di Murlo. I started like 8-9 years ago, so I know the state pretty well. So we are, as you probably know, we are based in Umbria. That is considered the green heart of Italy. We are right in the center, and it's also it borders the region of Tuscany. So it can be Umbria can be a very good alternative to Tuscany because we have the same landscapes, very similar, so hills and green, very green landscapes. It's still probably less crowded and less touristic than Tuscany, so it can be a very good alternative. We are very close to Tuscany, so the closest Tuscan town is just 40 minutes away, 40-50 minutes away. We are also close to Rescue Resort, that is just 20 minutes away, and it also is the borders between Umbria and Tuscany. So what makes Tenuta di Murlo special is also the fact that the estate it's owned by the same family since generations. So we have it had different purposes over the centuries. Most recently, it was a farmers community. So there were farmers living here. We still produce our product. And then in 2009, the family started with the last generation of the family started with this project of renovating these old farmhouses and transform them to luxury villas. So the one of the strengths of our estate is the nature, of course. So we have thousands of hectares of nature, and the fact that it's the same family owning the state also helped to preserve this natural aspect at best, because we always matter and we always want to not overbuild or and preserve the nature at best. So we have lakes, we have a little waterfall, we have vineyards. So we have so the nature is one of the main one of the strengths of the state. As I said, we are in Umbria. This position is very strategic because we are in the countryside, of course, but we are close to Perugia, that is the main Umbrian town, Assisi, Gubbio. So all the main Umbrian towns can be reached in up to 40 minutes. So this is a very strategic position. And this is a map that shows you all the state. and the villas that we have. So these farmhouses, as I said, had been transformed to villas and rooms. We now have 9 luxury villas and the 3 deluxe rooms. The deluxe rooms are the entry-level solution, a solution very similar to a hotel bed and breakfast solution, and they are close to the restaurant of the state, Il Caldaro. And then we have the 9 villas that are spread around the state. We also have our own restaurant, and we have the concierge team following guests from the prior their arrival and to their departure, and we help arranging the whole itinerary, and also because we have many activities on site available. So we have our shop also and our products. So we also preserve this part of production of farm production products for the oil and the wine, and our products are also available at our little shop that we have here. And as I said, the concierge team is available to arrange all the experiences that we offer. There are many experiences available here on site at the state, such as the truffle hunting, the cooking class, ceramic class, wellness treatments. We can arrange the guided tours in the area with English-speaking guides, transfer services, private drivers, bee experience. So we have many experiences available. We also have also one main villa that is Castione Ugolino, that we use for celebrations and weddings, but we also use other villas for elopements and very small weddings. Also in this case, all the planning is followed by our office. And so these are some ideas of all the setting for celebrations. Taste and flavor, yeah. I mean, of course, the part for the food and drinks. Food is one of the main. The food field is one of the most interested one, and we have many experiences linked to this to the food aspect. That is, of course, our restaurant can provide many service. We can book the table at the restaurant. We have a shuttle available for our villas that is complimentary for dinner to take a guest to the restaurant and back to the villa. We have a beautiful orangery where we arrange breakfast for the deluxe rooms and also for guests staying in the villa if they want. And through the restaurant, we have all the catering experiences available, like the in-villa dining. So we have our chefs and butlers going to the villa and thinking about everything from the table setting and serving and cleaning up. So it's a very complete and very appreciated service. The most basic service then is the delivery. So you can also, if you don't want to have the full butler and chef service, our guests can always have food and drinks delivered from the restaurant. So it's very easy through a link they have at the villa. They can send orders to our restaurant anytime during the day. So this is also something that we arrange. The chef and butler service. And this is also a special place, La Piazzetta. It's basically where also our cooking school is and our shop and our office. It's a special place quite recent, where we arrange aperitifs in the evening for all our guests and activities in the morning like cooking classes, truffle tasting, and bee experiences. And these are the sample of the aperitifs we have during in the evening at La Piazzetta, and we arrange different kinds of aperitifs. So from the standard aperitif with our products, so our oil, our wine, to the pizza aperitif. So we prepare pizza and our guests can come and season their pizza that is cooked directly in the pizza oven at the moment, or also the barbecue aperitif. And they can also rent very close to La Piazzetta. We also recently built this tree terrace. It's a terrace we built on a tree, and guests can rent this space to have it private for special dinners or special aperitifs, and so this is also a nice spot. The villas, so now we have 9 villas. I will just quickly move from one slide to the other. Then, of course, if you have any question about the villas, you will let us know. But the villas are 9 at the moment. The smallest one is Molinella for 2 people. And then we have Santa Croce, that is for 6, and then we have Torre, that is for 4 adults and children, and we have Penna, that is also for 8. We have San Savino for 8 people, and Caminata for 12. Monticelli, that is 10 adults and 4 children, and Subtilia, that is 12 adults and 4 children, and the biggest one, that is Castione Ugolino, that is up to 20 guests. They all have, this one is something special. As I said, it's also where we have weddings. There is a private chapel that is annexed to the living room, basically, to the dining room. Each villa has a private garden and a private pool. Most of them have heated jacuzzi. Molinella also has a private spa inside, and they all have access to the services I mentioned before. So the experiences and services provided by the restaurant in terms of catering. And these are the 3 deluxe rooms that I was mentioning, that are a very different solution, as you may understand. So it's in terms of location, they are at the entrance of the estate, close to the restaurant, while the villas are spread around in the heart of the estate. To make understand the distances, also consider that the villas are around 10 minutes driving. Some of the villas around 10 minutes driving from the restaurant, because the estate is very big. These are at the entrance, close to the restaurant, so it's a more basic solution, but they are also a good solution for a short stay, because they are also in a very good location, so it's also an option. And this is all that the state has some of what the state has to offer.
Can you, would you mind going back to the Molinella slide? I just wanted to talk a little bit more about that. And just so you all kind of understand, it took me a bit. We all have those clients that are like, I want a villa in Italy, and you're like, no, you don't. You don't want to be in the middle of nowhere with no amenities. And so with this, as she said, they're within kind of 10 minutes of each other. So I stayed at this villa. It's a 2-bedroom. It used to be the olive mill of the estate, right? So exactly. where the wheel was, in the middle of your living room is a glass door that opens up, and you can go down in, and there's a grotto. You can see it there on the top right. So you want to talk about romantic? Like, this was the most romantic place I've ever been, still to this day. They kind of call this the honeymoon villa, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you give us an idea of what this starts from? It's 2-bedroom, but you typically like just a couple in it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's 2 bedrooms, but we just rent it to up to 2 people, actually, because all that is so the sauna, the jacuzzi, so all what the villa has in terms of amenities and facilities, it's perfect for 2. So we prefer just to rent it to 2 people. Then if we have the special requests of a group of 3, so we can check if it's something possible. Exactly, but in general, we prefer to rent it to 2 people, and so yeah.
And the starting from, can you give us an idea of the starting from rate kind of now?
It starts now, I think, from 1,800 euros per night. More or less.
So it's an incredible value. Yeah, it's really a great value when you're comparing villas and the access that you have to so many activities on the resort. And I can tell you that Erica and her team act as a DMC. So once you're on property, like they do everything, they put together your whole itinerary as far as that. Perugia is only 25 minutes away. And then Assisi, which I fell in love with way more than San Gimignano, is about 40, 45 minutes away. So those are kind of the two primary cities that people would visit. Jennifer's asking, is there a minimum night stay in the villas?
So in general, for Molinella, since as we said, and also as Natalie mentioned, it's a special villa compared to the other. It's our romantic and honeymoon villa. For Villa Molinella, we always accept a minimum 2 nights, also during the peak season. 2 nights is the minimum stay for this villa. For the other villas, it depends on the period generally. During the peak season, we rent the villas on a weekly basis. From Saturday to Saturday, ideally. So 7 nights is the minimum stay. In the other period, we can also consider shorter stays. Anyway, what we always suggest to our partner agencies is to contact us. So it's except for Molinella, it's very difficult that we can rent other villas for just 2 nights during the peak season, like in July or August. But it's always possible to check with us because it can be that we had a cancellation or we had a spot or a few nights available between one booking and the other. So we always suggest to check with us if a shorter stay is available. And then in the low season, we also accept a shorter stay of 2 nights, and mid-season also 3 nights. So for example, generally June until mid-June, we also accept like 3 nights. And or in low season like February or March, also 2 nights are accepted. So it's always better to
Very flexible. Yeah. They also, the 3 deluxe rooms are very nice and very spacious. So if you just have a couple that's maybe coming through for 1 or 2 nights, they're a wonderful option. And they tend to be, I want to say maybe 400, 450 euro. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And those three rooms have their own pool as well. So it's almost like a little villa if you had 3 couples or 2 couples. And that's the closest to the restaurant and the shop. The rosé, by the way, is extremely delicious, and the olive oil. And now you're producing your own honey as well, right? With the apiary.
Yeah. We have also our honey. The production of the honey depends. While we always have oil and wine, the honey, it depends on our bees. And each year is different. But yeah, we also produce our honey.
And the history is really incredible. There's also a castle on property that the family actually lives in. And I asked Carlotta, I said, do you ever invite guests over? And she said, if they're nice. So, if you have guests that are really would love to meet the owners and kind of maybe have a glass of wine, they're really generous. And this castle is so incredible. They were invaded by the Germans. Like, she takes you around and shows you, oh, they started a fire here in our living room, when they invaded back in the day. But there's so much history on property. And just imagine the 10-bedroom with its own medieval chapel for a destination wedding. So we really need your help in getting the word out. We have been invited to apply to Virtuoso. So we're fingers crossed on that. And we're working our way through some of the other host agency programs. But, certainly they're very generous with offering the amenities and commissions. So just reach out and let us know. But we definitely need your help spreading the word on this property. Kathy said, what's the starting cost of the deluxe rooms? And it's sometimes of the year even less, but typically around 400, 450, right, Erica? Euro?
Yeah, exactly. It's a different, as I said, it's a different kind of stay. It's perfect, as you said, Natalie, if you have a couple or also 3 couples, because in this case, the pool that you see also here in the pictures, that is shared among the 3 rooms. If the rooms are rented by a group of 6, the pool, of course, it will be private because it will be just for them. And staying at the deluxe rooms, as you may understand, the kind of stays very different, and also the price can make you understand the difference in the kind of accommodation. But staying at the deluxe rooms, of course, all guests have access to the same experiences of guests staying at the villas. The only difference is that you won't have, of course, the in-villa chef and butler, because at the deluxe rooms this is not possible. But you have access to the farm with all the activities and the cooking classes. Of course, the concierge service is available for guests
Yeah.
staying in the deluxe rooms in the same way. So it's also a good option for a small group or a couple as an alternative to the villa, based on the budget they have, of course.
I think another important point to mention is transportation. We do highly suggest renting a car, or, certainly arranging a driver if your clients aren't comfortable driving in Italy. But it is, we rented a car, and it's just so easy to go to Perugia. There's plenty of parking, or a CZ. The concierge team has kind of all of their preferred, restaurants and shopping and areas to send you on. So definitely transportation is something to pay attention to, because in Umbria, Ubers are not very plentiful. And because the estate is 14,000 acres, once you kind of enter the estate, yes, there is a shuttle, but it's really nice to have your own transportation. So just think of that as well. And then just with the other villas, I wanted to mention too, some are closer together than others. So don't you have kind of a cluster of a few that maybe if you have a larger multi-gen family, 20, 30 people, and they needed to take up a couple of villas, they do have some that are closer together. So Erica and her team can definitely help, narrow that down for you and make it super easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't see any other questions. We'll definitely send the recording. I just can't stress enough. I mean, this is such an incredible solution for your clients that want to feel like they're living in Italy and have a more authentic experience. I think on the property, there's over 80 abandoned medieval villas, right? And
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
so the couple, the family that has it now, their mission is to eventually just keep working on them all. So the 10th one, that's a 3-bedroom, will come on board in a couple of months. So we're excited about that too. So this is definitely a property to watch. It's definitely a property that your clients will, feel like they're living and really experiencing Italy. And I just think the minimum night stay, because it's not always 7 nights, and they're so flexible, because they understand you're not just coming here. Your clients are going to want to go to two to three other places in Italy as well. So the team is really, really flexible and understanding with that. So, well, good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jennifer, for all your comments and questions as well. And it's so good to see all of you on here. We'll send a recording. Please follow Tenuta di Murlo on Instagram. Thank you, Erica, for staying a little longer at the office. I know you guys work 24/7 when you need to.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Natalie, and thank you, everybody.
Yes. And we just appreciate your partnership so much. Please follow Calliope on social as well, under the Calliope Collective. And we look forward to our next webinar with you guys. Really appreciate your time today. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.